This is from Mint Press. Mint Press does great work. I had a show with them for about 9-10 months, and they're awesome. So here we go. Now, as far as I can tell, this video doesn't have audio, but it's got all the words written on there. So I'll go ahead. Also, because it'd be weird for the podcast, I'll go ahead and read what they're saying as it goes. But for those of you watching, you can you can listen. It'd be weird to just have a 40 seconds of silence in the middle of the podcast. By the way, if you guys prefer podcasts, this is called the Leecamp Show on Spotify. Why did you join the Army? For my mom's papers. Why'd you join the Army? For money, she says. Why'd you join the Army? For free food. Why'd you join the Army? I don't know. I don't know why I joined the Army. Why'd you join the Army? I joined because my dad asked me to join. Why'd you join the Army? I needed to pay for college. Thank you. So now I'm not saying that was everybody they asked. You might notice a theme of these soldiers, which is none of them, maybe one girl, but almost none of them are white. So, and one of them explicitly says, I joined the Army to get my mom papers, meaning she's an immigrant. So I think that you could easily argue that, oh, well, that didn't show the young white males that are joining up because I want to kill people for the Lord and Uncle Sam, or whatever they'd say. I'm sure there are some of those. I'm sure this video left those out. I'm not going to act like those soldiers don't exist, but I think this speaks to the fact that there are a large number in the U.S. military that join up for exactly these reasons that you just heard. They join up for to get immigration papers, to get money for their schooling, for their college, to get money for other things, to get food, to have their food and their life charges covered for many years, to get health care. There's health care if you are a soldier or a veteran. Yeah, sometimes you got to wait years, but it exists. All of these things, these are the real reasons that a lot of people join the U.S. military. They join because they're trying to get things like health care and food and papers, and this both speaks to what the U.S. military is. There are far fewer people joining up anymore just because they believe the U.S. empire is just doing good, and I'm here to do all of the good with the big thing that does the good. That kind of attitude doesn't exist as much anymore. Again, I'm not saying there wasn't any, but they have to get people to sign up for this war machine, for the largest organized murder machine the world has ever known. By the way, that's not arguable. Even if you were the most right-wing lunatic in the world, each of those terms you can't argue with. It is the largest. It is the largest the world has ever seen, both in terms of number of people, number of bases, and amount of money. And so the only words you'd really argue with, you might argue with the word organized. It's not very well, guys. The only word you could argue with in that title is murder, but they do murder. Even far right wingers know they murder. So it's not really arguable. So it's in many ways, really always, I'd say, but it's inarguable that this is the largest organized murder machine the world has ever known. And people less and less, these kids, and these are kids, man. I mean, I know it makes me sound like an old man, but many of them are fucking kids. These kids join up because they're trying to pay for things like college, like healthcare, like food, like housing, like an education, like a better life. Many just view it as a path to a better life. So it's basically like if you go into the military and agree to kill or possibly be killed for us for a few years, if you do that, then you can come out the other side. You're more likely to get hired places. You're more likely to have enough money to start a life. You're often more likely to land a spouse, right? Because a lot of people find veterans is a very respectful thing. And so all these things, and a lot of it is basically they're offered the promise of socialism. If you think about it. And to me, I don't know where I first heard that as the dynamic, but even though I kind of knew it, hearing it said like that was mind-blowing to me. People sign up for the military for the promise of socialism. They sign up for the military for the socialist aspects of our society that it has failed to give people. Now, I know that the VA is medical care is often shit and all of those things, but that doesn't change why they signed up. They signed up thinking they'd have medical care. So it's really about what they think, whether they get it or not. But many of them are signing up for the promises of socialism. They're signing up for food, for housing, for education, for health care. These are all things that should just be guaranteed anyway. Sorry, did that come out a bit aggressive? I'm not sure. So anyway, I thought it was a very important video.